Denver Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Check out the latest lines today at betrivers.com. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
I'm Serena Williams. You watch me live on TV.
And I'm that voice from movies you watch on demand.
Turn left onto Point Street.
DirecTV brought us together to save the world.
Maybe not save the world, but DirecTV Stream does bring your live and on-demand favorites together.
Your favorites together.
I just said that.
She just said that.
Introducing DirecTV Stream, the best of live TV and on-demand with no annual contract. Get your TV together.
Turn left onto Meriden Avenue, then turn right onto Union Lake Road.
Location restrictions apply.
Help Mother Waddles to help those in need by donating your car. Your car donation to Mother Waddles will provide food and shelter to the poorest of the poor. Call Mother Waddles today and change a life. Call 313-WADDLES.
Hey, it's Boomer Esiason. Running your own business requires a lot of running around. From bookkeeping to client meetings, you run it all. By the time you need to hire, you've run
Turn
out of
left
energy.
onto Flagstaff
Luckily, with
Street,
Indeed
then
Instant
turn
Match,
right
you
onto
immediately
Union Lake
receive
Road.
a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description the moment you sponsor a job. According to Talent Nest, Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined. Hiring can finally run smoothly with Indeed. To learn more, visit Indeed.com/credit.
Nobody protects you from mayhem.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Union Lake Road.
Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. What was it? They go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state. Based on coverage and selected.
In 1.1 miles, turn left onto Commerce Road.
Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The countdown to fall has started. This Labor Day, get ready for the season now, in-store and online at Lowe's. With our new lower prices on select bag mulch starting at $2.88 per bag. And select 3-quart mums are 2 for $10. Let's all fall together at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. Mulch selection and product availability varies by location. Mums offer in-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. Filed 826 to 9/8. While supplies last. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer Wet Jet. With Swiffer Wet Jet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer Wet Jet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors. This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Capura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, call 877-734-2200.
Now, text or call the ticket using the same number. Ticket text 248-539-9797.
Back on the Stoney Jansen program. It is that time of the year. College football.
At the next light,
week 1,
turn left.
Michigan begins their season against Western Michigan. And it's time to talk to the head coach of the Wolverines, Jim Harbaugh. Are you ready? Is it time to play some football?
It is time to play some football. No place I'd rather be.
Why will 2021 be different than last year or even 2019?
At the light, turn left onto Commerce Road.
Our football team?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's why you go play the games. Been through a really good offseason. Winter training, lifting, spring ball, summer more training, more lifting, more running. Team came out of that in tremendous shape. Then a fall camp, 29 practices, and here we are. That's half the battle. Then we've won half the battle. Now you got to go.
In 1.5 miles, arrive at Commerce Road.
Battle, and just get to have at it. So that's an exciting time.
So many unknowns going into a season. The opponent, you don't have current film on them. Different personnel, different coaches. Obviously, on defense, you got a new coordinator. What are your expectations of this defense, knowing what you've seen in spring ball throughout the summer fall camp, but not having seen them in the game yet?
Yeah, you can say that really for the whole football team. I mean, offense, defense, special teams. have to play our best. You know, every time we step on the field to put ourselves in a position to win the game, including this game against Western Michigan. They're a very good football team.
Most people will say that on paper, the offense appears to be better than the defense. What is the biggest surprise that Michigan fans will see, whether it's a particular player or a personnel group to say, oh my God, I didn't realize that this was going to be this good?
That's tough to predict. That could come from a lot of different areas. Really could. And I'm excited about every position group that we have on the team. They got themselves in tremendous shape. They really know what they're doing. You know, it appears through. We have our moments where we don't, and you're constantly trying to correct and improve. But guys, what they do in games, and when they're out there having at it. I mean, some guys do. I mean, there's no doubt that some guys do surprise you. And as I said, that could come from multiple different areas.
Knowing the team like you do, and with all the unknowns we just talked about in terms of the opponent, of what you have, what do you want the identity of this team to be?
I want them to play as hard as they can, as fast as they can, as long as they can, and not to worry, and just to have at it. Trust their training. They hear that ball toe meets leather. They're playing with a tremendous purpose. They're playing together, playing hard and fast, tackling, blocking, executing. Probably no better word that you can use to sum it all up. You see the football team execute on all sides of the ball and special teams.
Do you think that was lacking maybe last year, the previous years? The purpose, the execution, the defensively running the ball, hitting people?
At the level we wanted to, it wasn't the level we wanted. So I wanted better.
You've got young kids, I've got young kids. There's a lot of kids that are going to be taking to the football fields in the Little League this year, and it's a PE football.
Yeah.
If you were to say, I want you to watch this guy, this Michigan football player, and I want you to play like him, who would it be?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's a lot. I'd leave somebody out. I really would. I tell them just to watch. And pick out who they're playing. Pick out their favorite. But look for the guy who's playing the hardest. Look for the guy that wants it the most. Playing as hard as he can, and as fast as he can, and knowing what to do. I mean, that's always my favorite player whenever I watch a game. But it's an interesting question. I mean, what do you tell your kids that are just playing, football? I mean, that's what I told my son Jack was, when you start playing football, or you start doing anything really. I mean, you start anything for the first time, doing computer work, just about anything. Training, whether you're getting back into working out or jogging or Peloton or whatever people do. You're going to go through a phase. I mean, there's three phases. The first one is painful. It's going to be painful. Second one will be tolerable, and then ultimately it'll become enjoyable. And there's about 80% of the kids these days, that quit by the time they're 14 because they can't get past painful. But just trust it. It'll be painful. Football, that's especially important like that, right? I mean, it's painful, then it's tolerable, then it's enjoyable.
Jim Harbaugh joins us on the Stoney and Jansen program. The criticism that's been around for, nationally, locally, the new contract, is the criticism, do you think, fair? And do you think the pressure on you do you feel pressure, the whole hot seat and all that kind of stuff? Does it affect you? I mean, I don't know. If I was reading every day that, Stoney, you suck on the radio, how do you get that on social media? As John might want to test, I'll get. I guess it would affect me a little bit. How does it affect you as a person?
I think I'm no different than anybody, Stoney. You know, when it comes to, you know, pressure, I mean, look, the only time I ever feel pressure is if I'm unprepared for something. I think most people are like that. You just, you prepare yourself. And, you know, as a coach, you do the very best you can, job you can preparing the players. So when they're playing, that you know, they don't feel that pressure. But you know what to do, and know what's how to do it, what's expected. Then you go out there and you just have at it. So I feel prepared.
You seem, I don't know, a little different, more invigorated. You look like you're in better shape. God, I could lose as much weight. You look like you lost a little bit of weight too. Does that carry over to the team, to the performance? Is that accurate? Just seeing you from afar and up close. Is this a little different Jim Harbaugh? Maybe back to the way it was when you first got here again?
As I said, I know where I'd rather be, Stoney. I mean, yeah, very, very excited. I felt like, you know, there's been a lot of energy, you know, that's been on the field, you know, in the meetings, a lot of enthusiasm, and that's all been brought by a combination of the players and the coaches, and you know what they want to do, what we want to do, and you know how we go about our business. But that, yeah, it's contagious. It definitely is.
The team that you're going against, Western Michigan, one of the most efficient passing attacks in college football last year. Caleb Ellaby is their quarterback. Is this going to be a good test for Michigan secondary?
Oh, for sure. I mean, Caleb Ellaby would be third in passing efficiency in the nation. That's executing. I mean, that's playing at a really high level. And they got the north-south backs. They run north-south. They do it really well. The receivers make plays, make big plays, and they really do a great job catching the ball and then running after catch. So, and no surprise that you know it's going to be a really big test, really good test for us, and offensive line that plays really well together, and outstanding quarterback, all combined to make a really good test. They do what they do really well, and they execute at a really high level.
Without giving stuff away, how is the offense going to be any different than it was in the past? I mean, we had the old speed and space that didn't work great. Is there some new concepts that people might be surprised at this year? There's no catchphrases or anything. You know, we just want to execute and you know, do it better than we have, and see the improvement. Think we're in a good place, but you never know. You never know until you get out there on the field, and whether it's you know how I think about what our offense is going to do, or our defense, or you know what players some youngsters should be really focusing on and watching. You know, I think there's going to be some good things happen. Surprise, I'd say they're more going to be in the, you know, some guys are really going to surprise you in a good way. Granted, I'm biased because I got to see him play throughout his high school career. How's Donovan Edwards looking, and how much should fans be expecting from a freshman? Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I think he's ready. He's ready to go. Big fan myself. He's great to be around. You talk about contagious, you know, with enthusiasm and the way he approaches the game. You know, it's enjoyable for him. He's at the. It's not painful. It's not tolerable. It's enjoyable, and that's contagious.
Your quarterback, you mentioned it in spring ball throughout the summer. Cade McNamara is your guy. What do you see when you look at Cade McNamara play now as opposed to maybe last year or even in the spring?
He's a guy that's always, you know, about continuous improvement, and that's what I've seen. You know, he's a guy that really focuses on the game, the job, the situations. You know, the film study. You know, wants to be prepared, and always goes the extra mile to do that.
Final thing from me. You were one of the proponents of, 1 year, the whole transfer thing. Now we've seen how the portal works and doesn't work. People have told me, I don't know if it's true or not, that because in Michigan, it's a lot harder for you guys to get guys that you want into the portal, whether it's to transfer credits, that type of thing. Not to use it as an excuse, but is it fair that other schools it's easier for them to get guys in the portal than it is for you guys?
Get guys in the portal?
Yeah, or get guys to come to Michigan from the portal because of whether it's transfer credits, grades, that type of thing, that other schools don't have that tough of time getting guys in.
I mean, there's no secret. Michigan's a really good academic school. I mean, I don't think John or I could have got in where today. But it's
would have been a challenge.
It's a high standard. It's always been a high standard. It seems even higher than we went to school.
Well, we thank you for your time as always. Good luck on Saturday, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, that's Jim Harbaugh joining us on the Stoney and Jansen program, 97.1. The Ticker.
Hey, it's John Jansen here. I've found a bank that I trust, and I know I can trust them because of the time I've spent with them. That's Level 1 Bank. I'm a satisfied customer who trusts them to take care of me, my family, and all of our financial needs. And if you're shopping around for a mortgage, reach out to my friends at Level 1 Bank. They have a team of experienced mortgage professionals who are personable and committed to serving you throughout the entire mortgage process. I mentioned the time that I've spent with them. I have my mortgage with them, I refied with them, and I have spent a number of days and hours talking to them, asking questions. They get back to me in a timely manner, in a respectful manner. So whether you need to finance the purchase of a new refi, the Level 1 Bank team is ready to serve you. And for a limited time, if you finance the purchase of a primary or secondary home with Level 1 Bank, qualify for a $500 credit off of closing costs. All you got to do is mention my name and that you're a 97.1 The Ticket listener. For more information about this limited time offer, visit level1bank.com/John Jansen Mortgage. That's level1bank.com/John Jansen Mortgage. Level 1 Bank is a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Michigan Lottery. If you're on your way into work this morning, no crashes or slowdowns reported in the Metro Detroit area. A couple of construction zones that are going to be a problem later today. Northbound I-275 from North Line Road to 5 Mile, 2 right lanes closed instead of just 1. And on eastbound I-96 from Beach Daily to Telegraph, the left lane closed for maintenance until Thursday. Michigan Lottery's Powerball is powered up with new double play, a second drawing after each Powerball draw, and a third draw day, now on Mondays too. That doubles the chances to win 3 times a week. Powerball, we're talking big. I'm Julia Deal with traffic.
A station where your opinion matters. 97.1 The Ticket.
This is Zach Gelb with an Odyssey Sports Minute. The Mets are 8-19 in the month of August, and in shocking fashion, Mets fans are booing this pathetic product. It's really a simple concept. If you play well, you get cheered, and if you don't, you get booed. I'm not saying athletes should enjoy getting booed, but if you want it to stop, I don't know,
GTX and an STP oil filter, plus an STP air filter or cabin air filter for just $34.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery. Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply. Hi friends, Bill Dowling here for Dowling Kia of Madison Heights. If you currently own a Kia, I'd like to invite you to visit our new facility on 14 Mile Road, east of the Oakland Mall, right off I-75. We offer great friendly service, have a well-stocked parts department, and factory-trained technicians. Need a different set of wheels? We offer everything from tires to an outstanding selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. So come discover the Dowling difference. Remember, we want to see you in a Dowling Kia. Check us out online at DowlingKia.com.
College football is back, and FanDuel Sportsbook is making Week 1 even more exciting. Right now, all customers get a risk-free bet on any Week 1 game. That is correct. Place any Week 1 bet and get a refund in site credit if you don't win. Maybe that Georgia Clemson game. Or maybe that Michigan-Western Michigan game. What about that? It's so easy to use. Just open the FanDuel Sportsbook app to get started. If you're new to FanDuel Sportsbook, sign up with the promo code WOJO to also get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. Refund issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Maximum refund $10 unless otherwise indicated. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential.
Switch to WOW Internet for the best price of the year. Fast and reliable home internet starting at only $19.99. Call 833-WOW-SALE for offer details and get this deal today.
Wow. What are you waiting for? It only takes an hour for you to have your child's heart screened. Get your kid's heart checked at the Ernst Cardiovascular Center at Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak. Details at 971theticket.com.
Radio.com is now Odyssey. Download the Odyssey app and listen to 97.1 The Ticket and all the sports, news, music, and podcasts that move you.
Donaldson swings and drives him to center. This is deep in trouble. Hill going back, looking up, and it's called a home run. Josh Donaldson to straightaway
Starting
center.
route to 26042 Beverly Road. Stay in the middle lane.
Shot. And the Twins with a 3-1 lead here in the fourth.
In 1.1 miles, turn left onto West 14 Mile Road.
3-2. Back at it tonight. The Athletics both come to town. George Scuba on the mound for the Tigers. I always forget their opponents. Tariq or Tarek? I don't know. Tariq?
I think it's Tariq.
Al Avila, speaking of the Tigers, was with us yesterday. You'll hear from him coming up at 7:02 in case you missed that. Jim Harbaugh, nothing major revealed in our little talk with him. He was excited. He does look a little different than he has in the past. He does seem, maybe not so much in the interview, a little more invigorated, maybe more the way he was when he first got here. That remains to be seen. But he did, as opposed to what's going on
at the next light, turn left.
Revealing who the quarterback is, he did reveal as expected Cade McNamara was going to be the starting quarterback. And look, I get it. I understand. And certainly I was not privy to see practices, and that he obviously, according to Jim Harbaugh and everybody else, looked the best of the quarterback room there, including, prized freshman, true freshman, 5-star J.J. McCarthy. Got Alex Bowman coming from
at the light. Turn left onto West 14 Mile Road. Then turn right onto Inkster Road.
As the 4th string. But I know the answer to this is probably pretty simple, because it's not the NFL, Stoney. You don't do these type of things. I'd start with J.J. McCarthy. I'd just let it go, because I believe, and like I said, I know very few people might agree with me, especially the coach, who's in a precarious situation. To me, this is almost like a rebuilding year for Michigan, because of, they had because their freshman class was pretty good. They got a lot of young players. Now, you're not going to get Aiden Hutchinson and Josh Ross And some of those guys, the seniors, just said, what the hell are you talking about? We ain't rebuilding. We want to win now.
Right. You're just going to sacrifice their year?
But practically, I look at this as a rebuilding year. And I know you don't rebuild per se in college.
Turn right
like
onto
we're
Inkster
seeing
Road.
with the Detroit Lions and some of our other teams, but in particular the Lions. So even though I know it's not practical, as a Michigan fan, I would just toss McCarthy into the Wolves and just let him go. Because I think down the road, and it's an if, because look, let's face it, McNamara was highly recruited.
In 1.4 miles, turn right onto Northwestern Highway.
McCarthy, he is just a sophomore. He did, complete 60% of his passes, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions last year. So it's not like he's a piece of what. He's done pretty well in his short,
limited opportunities.
Games, 71 passing attempts. But look, you think I'm crazy?
Well, if we're just talking about the situation.
Yeah, just this situation.
Okay.
We know normally, yes.
You mentioned that Jim Harbaugh is in a precarious situation. Yet you're saying that you want them to just throw out a true freshman who we all know has talent. We've seen it on film, but we haven't seen it against major college competition.
Right.
And so basically by saying that, you're saying you're okay with whatever the record is this year.
If this quarterback shows that he's really, really good, and because I believe if he shows he's really, really good, you're going to be able to recruit.
Let me give you another scenario.
Okay.
You go with you go with Cade McNamara. And you see how things go starting out, because I think he is the best option right now. And you've got a chance to play Western, Washington, Northern Illinois, Rutgers. Those are your first 4 games. And I asked him this last night. How important will it be to get J.J. McCarthy reps if the opportunity presents itself? And let's just say it happens against Western or Northern Illinois. And, obviously his answer was those are vital opportunities in a game situation. But you get to a point where in week 5, you've got Wisconsin. And you get a chance to see what Cade can do with this team throughout those first 5 games. And if it's not what you expect, or even if it is, but you have J.J. McCarthy waiting in the wings, continuing to develop over the next month to month and a half.
Turn right onto Northwestern Highway.
Coming up after that. I think that's a better time to make that decision.
That's a legitimate argument, a counter argument. I'm looking at this season a lot different than you, which is okay.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Stoney, what if he's a better quarterback? I mean, don't you play the better guy?
Yes.
I mean,
yes and
this harkens back a little bit to Brady Henson to a degree,
Yeah.
Lloyd didn't play the better guy. Lloyd played the quote prospect talent.
True.
I'm not saying he was going to be either.
Right. I get it. I just am so maybe beat down. I just want to see the future. And granted, McNamara's still young, so he could be part of the future too. If he's really good.
I mean, I would see it if McNamara was a senior. I could see your reasoning a little bit more, because it's just like a 1-year deal. But this is still about getting back to the 9-3 world to launch yourself into next season.
Right.
In
And McNamara
6.2 miles, take exit 14C onto M39 and Southfield Freeway.
I do too.
I've heard too much about him, and maybe that makes me a little bit jaded. All right. Our telephone number is 248-539-9797. Coming up next, Tiger General Manager Al Avila. It's Stoney and Jansen, 97.1 The Ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. From the Sold by YC Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Tigers fall again with a 3-2 loss to the Minnesota Twins. That was yesterday at Comerica Park. Casey Mize
goes 6, allowing 3 runs and 5 hits. Derek Hill with a home run for Detroit is second. The A's in town tonight. Tarek Skubal on the mound for Detroit. He's 8-11 with a 4.01 ERA. 7:10 the first pitch right here on 97.1 The Ticket. Lions and the rest of the NFL have until 4 p.m. today to get down to the 53-man roster limit. Top free agent addition, wide receiver Rashad Perryman among the cuts yesterday. Head coach Dan Campbell said they will be actively looking at the waiver wire for help at several positions. Michigan State University opens up their football season Friday night in Northwestern. Alan Haller reportedly will be the new athletic director at MSU, replacing the departed Bill Beekman. Haller had been deputy AD. Michigan opens up at home Saturday against Western Michigan. Kate McNamara named the starting quarterback yesterday by head coach Jim Harbaugh. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
All right, 97.1 The Ticket. We are here at the Illich Charity Golf Outing at Oakland Hills. Didn't have it last year because of COVID, which means we didn't get to see our buddy in person, who we speak to frequently. He's the general manager of the Tigers, Al Avila. What's going on? Good morning.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day out here.
Now, it's a little different because in the past, I'll be honest, you've been taking some heat for a lot of things that have gone on.
Stay in the left 3 lanes.
Now everybody seems to have, yes, I've seen that this team has made significant progress where maybe not next year, but the year after, building, and all the teams around here seem to be doing the same plan. Everybody's on board. Are you surprised at what this team has been able to do this year, or is this what you expected?
No, I'm not surprised at all. We expect to be better. We expect to win games. We're not satisfied by any means. We're still under 500, but we were certainly in the right direction with the guys that we have at the major league level, the guys that we've been promoting at the minor league level. So we have it going in the right direction, but we are nowhere satisfied by any means at this point.
And when you hear your manager, A.J. Hinch, with the statement that he made about it, which I love, that, hey, it's trying to establish a winning culture, and if you want to be a part of it, then we want you here. If not, then we're going to beat you. When you hear that coming from your manager and you see the culture that he is building with, especially with these young guys, what's it make you think and how does it make you feel?
Absolutely. That's why I hired him. The guy, I believe he's one of the best, if not the best manager in all of baseball. I think he should be considered manager of the year based on everything that he's done this year. And he's building that winning culture within the clubhouse. That's one of the reasons that instead of trading Jonathan Scope, we decided to sign if they're going to be guys or not. So it's pretty cool. But no, it was very special, obviously, for the Cabrera family, myself, the guys that work for me out of Latin America, and the whole entire organization. You can see that his teammates and what Cabrera means to them and how excited they were for them. I mean, everybody was very nervous. The whole team was like, walking on eggshells until that point. So we're very happy that it's over with because now we can move on. But it was a very special moment for us, the organization, the city of Detroit. You guys saw the excitement. It was incredible. And we feel that we can build upon that. Cabrera feels he can build upon that. And we're really looking for him to lead the rest of the way and put us back in our winning ways.
Is there any way for his knee to heal over the offseason? There's a sentiment, not the majority, but there are some people out there who say, you know what, he gets his milestones, just buy him out, because he's not as productive. You don't buy that, do you?
No, absolutely not. You don't do that. There might be adjustments that we might have to make, along the way as far as where he hits in the lineup, how often he plays. He loves to play first base, and quite frankly, he's better when he does play first base. So there's going to be adjustments along the way to be able to use him to the maximum potential that he can help the club win. And I think AJ will figure that out, and Cabrera will be the type of baseball player and person that will do everything that would be beneficial to the baseball team, which he's always done in his entire career.
Matthew Boyd's back from injury. What did you see from him yesterday, and was it exactly what you expected?
Yeah, we were very happy with his performance. I actually went to see him with Chris Ilitch, by the way, in Toledo. I saw him pitch down there. He pitched very well. We felt he was ready to go, and he certainly showed it yesterday. So we're happy with that progression. And, Matt's part of that rotation. That's very important for us. If you guys look at it, when our starting pitchers go six innings or plus, all right, we usually win. And that's a key thing, and we're trying to build on that and make sure that our pitching is right and we're getting it right for the future.
Speaking of future pitchers, we had Jim Leland on last week, and I asked him about Verlander, coming back free agent after surgery and all that. He said you have to be careful about overpaying for sentiment. When it comes to somebody like that coming off an injury, is that fair that you do have to guard yourself against that type of stuff?
Well, remember, he's not a free agent yet either.
Okay.
So I can't really talk about Verlander, but
our players come off of injury.
Yeah, anytime a player comes off of injury and hasn't pitched for a year, let's say, or more, then you have to be very cautious because you really don't know what the performance is going to be like, that following year. So there's ways if you know the player, you know the work ethic, and then you follow or you have the medicals of his progression. Because the medical records will show his progression or lack thereof, throughout the season when he's rehabbing. And if you see a lot of positive signs, then you feel that the player should be healthy and ready to go. So in that case, it just depends on really a lot of different factors that you have to weigh in.
And you just mentioned
not answering.
Well done. Well done. You mentioned that when your pitchers go, 6 innings, that it bodes well for the team. But you're at a point in the year, and we've seen it already with Casey Mize, Skubal, and now that Boyd's back, coming off an injury. How do you manage wanting to get to that 6th inning with protecting them and not sacrificing them for the win right now?
Yeah, well, obviously that's very difficult because right now the only way that they can get really to 6 innings or plus is that they're super very efficient, inning by inning and as far as their pitch count, which makes it very difficult. So in order for us to get what we want, and Chris Fetter and AJ and our staff and our front office staff have done a very great job in mapping this out because we didn't want to shut them down in August. We wanted them to pitch a full season because we're trying to get these guys ready not only for 6 months, 162 games, we're trying to get them, ready for October baseball. Yeah. And so, if you listen to AJ's interviews, it's like we talk about the doggy dog days of we're getting through September is one thing. getting through October is another thing. And so we're trying to get these guys used to getting through a full season. So whether they pitch 3-4 innings or they pitch 6 innings is really not the goal. The goal is to keep them pitching on a regular basis all the way through the end of the season.
Well, as you know, the improvements of this team on the field, people are noticing, people are watching, and of course, listening on 97.1 A Ticket, people getting excited for the future. We appreciate it. Keep getting those guys up, and who knows, Green, Torkelson in a few years. Maybe, I don't know, we'll get them to get a 500 home run picture that we got of Miggy right here.
Absolutely. That's what we're hoping that the future is very bright for us right now.
All right, Al Avila joining us here live on the Stoney and Jansen program, 97.1 The Ticket.
Well, summer's winding down, but the sports betting action at BetMGM is heating up big time. Week 0's in the books in college football, and week 1 we got a full slate this weekend, including a big one, Georgia and Clemson. Sign up now using bonus code TOMM1000, and your first wager is totally risk-free, up to $1,000. Place your bets on all the exciting showdowns in MLB, MLS, and more sports from around the globe. When you register with BetMGM, you also get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials on big games. From breathtaking goals to colossal home runs, the king of sportsbooks takes every play to a new level of excitement. Simply download the BetMGM app or go to BetMGM.com and enter bonus code TOMM1000 to get back up to $1,000 on your very first wager. With BetMGM, you're just a few taps away from turning game time into showtime. New customer offer, paid free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years or older, Michigan only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Penske Logistics. On southbound I-275, just after 8 Mile, the right shoulder is blocked by an accident and a crash closing Michigan Ave eastbound at Denton Road. Police say the road will be closed until further notice. Earn a $1,500 bonus when you hire in full-time with Penske Logistics. Daily open houses from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Romulus and Chesterfield warehouse. Great full and part-time opportunities for individuals who want to excel. Visit or search Penske.jobs. Penske is an equal opportunity employer. I'm Julia Deal with traffic.
Helmet contact. Legal here.
Breathe easier with banking that gives you 3 for free. Earn 3% and pay 0 monthly fees with a Premier Checking account at Community Financial Credit Union. Our Premier Checking account has no minimum balance requirements and no monthly fees. That puts your money in your pocket. Learn more at cfcu.org or stop by one of our 13 convenient locations. That's cfcu.org. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Now's a great time to get a new Toyota during the Toyota National Sales Event. Hi friends, Bill Dowling here for Dowling Toyota of Warren, telling you about some of the great values we have. For example, qualified buyers can lease a 2021 Toyota Highlander L front-wheel drive, sign and drive for just $369 a month. Leases for 39 months, 10,000 miles a year with 0 down. We have a limited selection to choose from and are located in the corner of Van Dyke and 696. That's Dowling Toyota of Warren, your Toyota connection. Check us out online at dowlingtoyota.com.
Michigan, this is the story of Kaylee, who was unvaccinated.
I got COVID and was hospitalized for a month. I was 39 weeks pregnant. I couldn't breathe at all. I had a blood clot in my lungs. It caused me to go into right-sided heart failure. There was lots of talk about putting me on a ventilator. I thought I was gonna die. I was worried that he was gonna grow up without a mom. You know, being 27 and a mom and a wife and having that all almost taken away from me.
In 2 miles,
scary.
take exit 1 to merge onto I-94 toward Chicago.
From happening. Why not?
Find your vaccine at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Join the Tigers as they host Pediatric Cancer Awareness Day on September 1st in partnership with the Carmanos Cancer Institute. The event will build awareness for pediatric cancer and salute several children impacted by the disease in a pre-game ceremony. For tickets, go to tigers.com.
FanDuel Sportsbook is hooking new users up with enhanced 30-to-1 odds for the first big college football game of the season. That's right. Pick either Georgia or Clemson to win, and you could turn a $5 bet into a $150 payday. All sorts of bets like this, always on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Sign up and make your first deposit to kick off
Stay in the
college
second lane
football
from right.
season on America's #1 sportsbook. You heard it first here. Enhanced 30-to-1 odds on Georgia versus Clemson. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code WOJO so they know we sent you. Must be 21 or older and present. Michigan new users only. Must
Use the right lane to take exit 1 to merge onto I-94 toward Chicago.
$150 maximum bonus. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
I'm Serena Williams. You watch me live on TV. So why am I in a British drama you watch on demand?
That's it, Thomas. What I did?
Sure.
Take the exit,
DirecTV
then keep
streaming
right to
brings
merge
the
onto
best of live
I-94
TV
west toward
on
Chicago.
demand together.
Quite the dance.
Mr.
Use the
Jeffries,
right lane to
you're
keep
making
right to
it
merge
worse.
onto I-94 west toward Chicago.
DirecTV stream, the best of live TV and on demand with no annual contract. Get your TV together at directtv.com.
Requires high-speed internet and compatible device. Content varies by package location. Restrictions apply.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. If you haven't refinanced your mortgage in 2021, you need to call Hall Financial right now to see if you qualify for our no appraisal 8-day close. Call today, 248-308-5000, or go to callhallfirst.com.
1.6 miles. Take exit 202
Bet
onto
smarter
US
and beat the
24.
books today. Download the BetQL app today to better your chances.
Tigers taking on the A's this evening at Comerica Park, right here on 97 on the ticket. Rick Scoble on the hill for the Tigers. Here's news with Heather.
You guys, some of the animals at the Detroit Zoo are going to be vaccinated against COVID. Oh my goodness. If you couldn't see what just happened, anyone listening couldn't see, my cat just got tangled up in my headphone cord.
Trying to rip it off your head.
Cat's pissed. The cat doesn't want to be
Yeah,
vaccinated.
he wants a choice.
Jeez. Well, zoo officials said Monday that they've started to vaccinate animals believed to be the most susceptible to the virus, and gorillas, chimpanzees, tigers, and lions are going to be the first to receive the doses. And the director of animal health at the Detroit Zoo says, you know what, this vaccine is needed to protect the animals, just like the vaccines you give to your pets at home.
Use the right 2 lanes to take
There
exit
has been
202
news that
onto
several
US
lions,
24.
tigers, leopards, and gorillas have contracted COVID in other U.S. zoos, and there has been some deaths in zoos in Europe and India as well. So the vaccines that these animals are getting aren't the vaccines you and I got. They're not just like leftover vaccines. They're like, oh, well, we can't, no one's getting up, so
Take
let's
the
give
exit,
animals. These
then
are
keep
actually
left onto
special
Telegraph Road
vaccines
toward
that
Taylor.
are created specifically for animals, so they're not the same ones.
Use the left 2 lanes to keep left onto Telegraph Road toward Taylor.
Definition socially distanced from most everybody.
They are. Yeah,
Keep left, then
they
continue
have-
straight.
Because they have some evidence that animals have contracted it, whether
Continue
it's from
onto Telegraph Road.
zookeepers, people visiting, who knows, that they will try to protect these animals. You guys, lawsuits have been filed against Western Michigan University and Michigan State University, arguing that the school's COVID vaccination policies are unconstitutional. So at Western, there are 4 female soccer players who filed a lawsuit on Monday, claiming that the university's requirement that student athletes get vaccinated violates their Christian beliefs. So at Western, they do not have a school-wide vaccine mandate, but they have said that all student athletes need to get vaccinated. And these 4 soccer
Continue
players
straight,
said they found
then
out
use
on
the right
August
lane to
12th
take
that
a
if they're
slight
not
right turn
vaccinated
onto
by the
Ecorse
month,
Road.
they could be removed from the team. So they did file the lawsuit. They said all of them applied for religious exemptions, but they just learned that those were denied. And then that lawsuit came days after an employee at Michigan State University
Use the right lane to
basically
take a
block
slight
the
right turn
vaccine
onto
mandate,
Ecorse
which
Road.
does apply to all students, staff, and faculty. This specific employee says that she sued University
Take a
President
slight right
Samuel
turn,
Stanley and
then
the
turn
Board of
right onto
Trustees,
Ecorse Road.
arguing that she already has natural immunity after she recovered from COVID late last year. So,
Turn right onto Ecorse Road.
not the last we'll hear of this.
No, we're going to hear about a bunch of
More
it.
to come, yeah. So MSU apparently has a new athletic director. According to multiple sources, Deputy Director Alan Haller is likely to become the lead athletic director this week. So he's been, he's a Lansing native. He is a former MSU football player, and he's been a member of the department since 2010, and he's also been MSU's deputy AD since 2019.
And he's a great buddy of Rico. I mean, Rico has called this for a while. Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that! Sources say that a final decision was made early Monday afternoon, and the two parties are just kind of finalizing contract details. So I'm sure we'll hear much more about this in just the days to come. MSU's Board of Trustees does have the final approval on the hiring, and their next meeting is scheduled for September 10th.
So we have a former football player as the AD at Michigan with Ward 90. We'll have a former football player as AD at Michigan State at Allen Haller, right?
Yep.
TJ Lang going to be the AD at Eastern Michigan one of these days?
I think we start that campaign now.
You guys, there's a man that is accused of taking photos under a fitting room door at a Utica store while a teen was in there changing clothes. And according to court records, this guy, Christopher Joseph Murray, he's accused of sticking his phone underneath the fitting room door at Plato's Closet. This happened last Wednesday, and the teen was in the dressing room, and he was in the dressing room next to her, and there's enough of a gap underneath the walls between the two rooms that he was able to put his phone underneath it. She did notice it, and she covered up the phone right away with some of the clothes she had in there.
At the
and then
light,
it happened again.
turn right onto Beach
She
Daily
told her
Road.
mom right away. Her mom confronted this guy before calling police, and police are saying that this guy had two phones. One that he gave to police and one that he had all the photos taken on. And this isn't the first time this guy has done this. He's actually on the sex offender registry after he was convicted of capturing images of unclothed person last year. He was actually caught taking those upskirt photos at Somerset in February last year. Like, ugh, a creeper.
Yeah, really.
In half a mile, turn left onto Joan Avenue.
I don't follow this sport at all, but perhaps you guys do. There's a professional bull rider, a young man, just 22 years old, who died on Sunday from injuries he sustained at a bull riding event in Fresno, California. Such a young man. It sounds like he had a really promising career ahead of him as well. The professional bull riders announced the news saying that his death was caused by just a terrible wreck during competition on the organization's Velocity Tour. And they basically said that what happened was a freak accident. This wasn't anything because of aggression. Yeah,
Turn left onto Joan Avenue, then turn left onto McGuire Street.
Like, and when I saw this, I was like, that's what happened, right?
He basically got stepped on.
Yeah.
Yeah. He when he fell off or got bucked off, his spur got caught and he fell, and then they said it was a severe chest injury.
I used to follow it a little bit because of where I used to work back in Washington. My boss, George Michael, was heavily into bull riding and all that stuff. So I had to log hours of bullfights and, from Mesquite, Texas. And I'll tell you, a lot of those.
Turn left onto McGuire Street, then turn right onto Beverly Road.
Then you have the ones who dress up as clowns, whatever they call those guys. Skipper Voss and Wick Peth.
Yeah.
Leighton Frost.
George got me into it as well.
Really?
Sam Huff, Hall of Fame football player, was big into horses.
Turn right
and
onto
I had a
Beverly
chance to
Road.
see his stables,
Then the
but every
destination
once
is
in a
on
while
your right.
they'd bring in some bulls, and they are unbelievable, impressive athletes. Throw that one out there for Stoney.
No, it's fine but if you're
they're one gigantic muscle.
If you're gonna call the bull the athlete, right?
Yeah.
Then
The destination is on your right. 26042 Beverly Road.
What's a bull do? Bull eats and just bucks people off.
Yeah, it does something physical.